purpose of data communication. Okay, so simply we can say that a network is nothing but a link is going to be made in between a sender and a receiver. And a network, in the sense, a link made between two devices, or else the same link is going to be made between the number of devices also. Okay, so it's a set of devices. That means the same sender is going to be sending the data to another receiver also. So we can say that a network, in the sense, a set of devices, and these devices may be any computers, or usually we are saying that nodes. Okay, we can treat this particular device as a node, and this node is capable of sending the data as well as receiving the data. Already in the last class I told that networking, when you are going to say that a networking environment is, we are not going to restrict the data transfer only from sender to the receiver, and the receiver is also having the ability to send the data to the sender, as well as this receiver again may send the data to a multiple number of devices. This is nothing but a networking environment there. So network is nothing but a number of devices are going to be interconnected, number of devices are going to be linked together for the purpose of data communication, and usually those number of devices can be treated as the nodes, and every node is capable of both sending as well as receiving. That means the node is not going to be restricted only to send the data and only to receive the data. Why? Because the networking environment is going to be extendable. Okay, to whatever the number of devices is, there is a possibility to send the data communication over the entire world. What we are going to do is the networking is going to be continued. We are not going to restrict the data up to a certain limit. Okay, but the transferring of this particular data is depending upon the model, or it is depending upon the topology. Okay, we will see that physical structures in how many ways we can make this particular network as a continuous networking environment. Okay, why? Because here the structure is going to different. So from this we are sending the number of devices, and from this I am going to sending the number of devices itself, and this also we can send the data to the number of devices, like that. So we can make that a computer network. So if it is computer 1 and computer 2 and computer 3, that means if you go for any industry, if you are going to operate the industry with a number of computers, that means a network can be defined as a distributed operations. Why? Because we are going to sending the data one device to the another device. We are going to distributing the data. That is, instead of maintaining a large industry with a single hub, what we are going to do is we are going to distributing the total work or the complete operation of an industry in terms of number of devices. So this device is going to do one operation, this device is going to do one operation. That means a network is going to be treated as a distributed one. In here what we are doing is the data is going distributed over this, and again the data from this also is going distributed over this. So finally, to send a particular data from one sender to the receiver, we are going to use the different terminologies here. We are going to use different models, different structures in order to send the data. Our intention is only sending the data from this point to this point, but the way of utilization to transfer that particular data will be different depending upon the a different networking mechanism. So simply how can you define is a network is nothing but a set of devices which are connected with links. Okay, a network can be defined as is going to be having a structure of a set of devices which are connected with some links. So here it is a network. It is also a network. Why? Because a link is going to be made between the sender and receiver. It is also a network. It is also a network. Why? Because a link is made between one device to the another device. So like that, a network is nothing but is going to be having a linking environment. A communication linking environment is there from one device to the another device. And moreover we can say that it is also some sort of distributed thing. Why? Because instead of performing a large task with single system, what we are going to do is we are going distributing a large task into a number of sub task. So So a subtask is going to be implemented by a number of devices. So like that also we can make the networking environment. That means as we are saying that only not only for the purpose of data communication, it is also there is a if they are based on the requirement, we are going to do that to implement the number of operations one by one. We are also going to making it as a networking environment. Okay, I hope all of you got it. Networking environment in the sense not only for the purpose of the data communication, it is also for the purpose of a distributed of a work into the a number of tasks. Like that also we can make the a networking environment. Okay, now today what we are going to see is uh, in the yesterday class just we have seen that how we are going to making that this particular environment. That means the networking environment what we are making here is going to have everything is going to be having the some standard and the protocols, and it is having some structure. This is a networking environment. But now what we are today we are going to focus on what is the physical layout we are having in each and every network, how we are going to sending the data from one point to the another point, and what is the topology or what is the structure we are going to use to perform this particular data communication. Okay, so now a network is nothing but this is the definition we can give for the network. And if this network is going to be made with the help of our computers or with the help of nodes, we can say that it is a computer network. Simply we can say that whatever the network we define now, as it is a connection of an interconnection of or a communication linking of the number of nodes, if all those nodes are going to be replaced with the help of a computers or any digital systems, then we can say that it is a computer networks. So here, this particular computer network is not only for the purpose of data communication, it is also for the purpose of a distribution of a large task into the number of tasks, as I told here. Okay, so this is about a computer network. Okay, now this particular computer network, whatever the network we made with the help of these particular different nodes, we made some network is there. But as you are measuring the effectiveness of a networking environment with the help of standards, protocols like that, this particular network is also to be measured. That is, we have to identify the measure of this particular network, whether this particular network is going to be doing that particular data communication or not. Okay, now what I'm going to do is instead of considering a complete networking environment, I'm going to consider only a single network which is made between one device to the another device. So that means I want to say the networking environment is nothing but it's like your a global structure. Why? Because there is no ending of this particular environment. It's a global structure. Now, whatever a network we consider, it's only a local structure. That is, whatever the communication link we made between one device to the another device. So now we are going to focus on this particular network, not on the a complete networking environment. We are going to focus on the a network that is a communication link between two devices. Okay, here we provided a communication link between one computer and another computer. But here, this particular network, is it completely performed the data communication or not? So here also what we are going to do is we are going to check some metrics in order to decide that whether this particular data communication is completed or not. So first of all, usually how can we assess? Just we made a network, but how can we assess that this network is established at the same time? Is it properly established or not, or is it completely transferring the data from sender to receiver? Like that you have to assess this particular network configuration. Okay, just for foolish, just we are not going to do the foolish thing, just we are making that a link between sender and receiver. We have to assess the performance of this particular network. So on what basis we are going to assess the performance of this network in between the sender and the receiver is we are going to see a different parameters. Okay, as I told now, first of all we are going to check that the performance, we are going to measure the performance of this particular network. Okay, performance in the sense, in what way we are going to assess the performance of the network is this particular sender should have the response. That means it should have a responsibility to send a desired data from this point to the another point with the help of this particular link. At the same time, the time is also already told that in the networking environment, the timeliness is also very important. So in network also, the response time is also very important. And along with that, whatever the time it is taking to transmit that particular data, the response time and transit time are going to be different. Why? Because transit time, in a sense, the time taken by this device to send the data towards the receiver device, whereas the response time, in the sense, once if it is received the data by this particular receiver, and automatically the receiver has to be ready to send the data to any other device. Why? Because we are extending our networking environment. So the elapsed time in between taking the data and sending the data towards another time is nothing but the response time. Okay, whatever the elapsed time is there in between taking the data and sending the data to another device, that is nothing but the response time. And whereas the transit time is nothing but the time taken by this device to send over to the receiver device with the help of this particular network. So based on this, we are going to decide the performance. So on what basis we are going to estimate the performance is, one is transit time and second one is the response time. So both are different. Response time, in a sense, every device. Why? Because a node is having the capability of both sending and receiving. Means that once the data is acquired by this device, this particular is ready to send any data to the entire world or to any other network which is connected to this particular device. So whatever the elapsed time in between that, taking the data and time to take send the data to any other device is nothing but response time, whereas transit time is nothing but how much time it is taking to send the data towards that particular device is nothing but the transit time. So then only we are going to say that the performance of the network is good. Okay, so when you are making a network, when you are making a communication link in between sender and receiver, you should consider that the performance of the network must be better. So if the performance is low, automatically with the help of this particular network, we can't make a networking environment. Okay, we are trying to make a network into a networking environment. That is, we are going to converting a network into a number of networks. So when a network is going to be made into a number of networks, when this particular network is having a good performance, then only we have the possibility to make that particular network into a number of networks. Suppose even at the initial stage, if there is no good performance for the network is there, automatically we can't make it as a networking environment. We can make it only a networking environment when the network performance is good. Okay, and along with that, this particular network should be reliable. That means the reliability of this particular network must be good. So what is meant by reliability? As anyone can tell me the definition, for general definition for the reliability? Because all these are the words, all of the familiar words, the reliability, efficiency, throughput, and all. As anyone, so whatever you know, just try to answer that. Yeah, speak out, man. Because somebody is answered that it is going to be practical existing. That is a reliability. Okay, here in terms of in our networks, how we are going to say that reliable is okay, reliable in the sense it's a trusted one. The practical existing in a sense it's a trusted one. So we have to trust that particular network. Why? Because this network is ready. At the same time, it is going to be the trusted. And now this network, whatever the data I given to this particular computer, now this network is going to be sending the same data to the receiver. Then only we are going to say that reliable. That means we are expecting that there is no failure of data communication from source to the destination. There is no failure of the data communication. When you are going to trust, when we are imagine that if there is no failure in the data communication in between us, then we can trust. That means we can say that it is going to be reliable. Okay, so reliability in the sense, the frequency of failures. Okay, usually for everything, once you are made a link between two devices, there may be the possibility of unlinking. When you made a link, it may unlinks. So when it is going to be unlinked, automatically there is a failure of network between the two devices. So what we are going to be expecting is the frequency of failures or the possibility of failuring of this linking between these devices are very low. Then only we can trust, and then only we can say that it is going to be reliable. And at the same time, when it is going to be reliable, suppose in the minimum extent, if you are having unlinking between the source and destination, if you are having unlinking, that is, if there is a failure of connection, failure of linking is there, at the same time, this particular network must take a less amount of time to recover from the problem of failure. Isn't it not? As you are making a link, a communication link between one device to the another device, if the we are trusting that we are trusted that there is no possibility of failure. In worst case, if there is a failure of linking in between source and destination, you should take a less amount of time to recover from the problem of failure. Then only we are going to say that it is a reliability. Okay, so a trusted, how when you are going to say that a network is reliable is the possibility of the failure, that is identification of the failures or the failure possibility must be low, or we can say that the frequency of failure of possibility must be low, and at the same time the recovery of these particular failures also must be very less. Then only we are going to say that my network is a reliable. So once you make a communication link like that, that is to achieve the high performance to be reliable, then only we can extend my network into the number of networks, and finally I can reach a networking environment there. So and finally, wherever it is applicable in the real time applications, there we can apply that. Okay, so to make a perfect a communication link, a network between source and destination, performance we have to measure, and at the same time we have to check the reliability also, whether how much extent it is reliable, how much extent it can work without failure, how much extent we can recover from the problem when you are having the unlinking problems are there. Okay, like that we have to measure. Okay, along with that, the last but not the least, one thing we have to check, that is the privacy, or we can say that the security. Okay, what is meant by security? When you are going to say that we are securing the data. Okay, I'm happy when any one of yours speak out. Yes, anyone? Yeah, no one is ready to answer. This is a general question. What is meant by security? When you are going to say that your data is secure, your password is secure. Okay, very good. Fine. We'll continue my class. No one is interested to interact. Okay, some of the terms what we are having the familiarness, that is security, reliable performance. If you know the basic definitions, then it is easy to understand. At the same time, We can discover number of definitions for a term. What are the usual terms we are having? For that term, we can discover number of definitions there. So related to my network, I am going to say the security. I am asking that what is the general meaning of the security? Okay, here the privacy or the security in the sense simply generally we are saying that it is an unauthorized access. That is when suppose if you are having the mail, you are only an authorized person. Suppose if anyone hacks that particular password, there is an unauthorized access is there for that particular mail. But here in for my network, what is the privacy or the security I'm going to giving is once if there is unauthorized data access, that means if any other device is going to taking the data, but for what intention I make this particular link, my intention is with the help of this particular network link, I am going to transfer the data from sender to the receiver only. But this particular network link, as it is not this, as this particular link is not secure, some other device is going to this particular data, that means to the desired destination the data is not transferring, right? Why? Because some other device is going to be taken this particular link and some other device is going to receiving that particular data. Or else in some cases we can say that if this particular link is damaged, the data is not properly transmitted this particular receiver. That means there is a damage of data is also there. So when a link is going to be damaged, it is going to be available as open and any device can access this particular data. That means there is no security of this particular data. That means this particular link is going to be made in such a way that this particular network link, network path in between the source and destination must be secured. That means must be restricted only between these two devices. So when you are, even though we are making the networking environment, only this data, this device to this device has to be transferred. That means it is not going to be available as an open environment. When it is going to be available as open environment, any other device can take that particular data. Any other device can access that particular data. Means that there is me when it is possible is when there is a damage of your link, when there is a damage of your network is there in between the source and destination, there is no security of the data. So when we can provide the privacy, when we can provide the security of the data through the network link is when you are reducing the possibility of damages of your network link. That means the physical structure should be very long. Suppose if the network link is damaged, again, whatever the recovery we done in terms of failure, here also, when a damage is happened, we should take a less amount of time to recover from that particular damage. So with that particular less extent, we are going to remaking that particular link and then we are going to transfer the data securely. So both are going to be the same cases. So here we are having the failure of the failure problem. That means we are having the problem of the failure and we are going to recovering from that particular failure. Okay, that is nothing but the reliable. Here also the failure. Which type of failure is there? That is the connection strongness. That is the linking strongness. Suppose if this particular connection is going to be damaged, automatically there is no a security of the data. Why? Because this particular data is going to be available as openness and any data, any device can access that particular data. So like that, the network must have the performance in terms of transit time and the response time, must be reliable and must be secure. When this particular link, so now come back to our definition. What is network? It's a set of devices which are connected with a communication links. So how this particular communication link, it will be, it should have high performance, it should be reliable, and it should be high secured. Then only a network may leads into the a networking environment. If this particular network is going to be having all these factors are very less, then this particular network is not going to be a good networking environment. So to make a networking environment, a network should satisfy all these things. It should have a good performance and it should be reliable and it should be secured. Otherwise, a network cannot be made into the a networking environment. Okay, so simply we can say that for every network, this is the criteria you have to follow. So what is the network criteria to make it as a networking environment? So every network should have a good performance, should be reliable, and should have a secured linking in between the source and destination. Okay, this is about the basic definition for the network. and the basic criteria you have to follow. And then just now we have seen that a link between one device to another device, a communication link or a pathway between one device to another device. Okay, we can give so many definitions: a link, or a communication link, or way, or a pathway we are giving, or a dedicated path we are giving from one device to the another device. Likewise, we can define. So here, as we are going to giving this particular link, what is the structure it has? That is actually just we have shown that a link. So any problem? So when you are going to define a network, just I'm going to show it as a link. So just I'm going to giving a line. But this particular link or a line is whether it is point to point or a point to multi-point. So how physically this particular network may exist? That is, now we are going to see that the physical structure of a network. What is the physical structure of a network? We can say is as a line or a link between two devices. It may be a point to point. It may have the structure of a point to point network, or it may have the structure of point to a multi-point network. So usually here I already shown that one is a point to point network and one is a point to multi-point network, isn't it or not? So to make this particular point to point and point to multi-point network, what we are going to do is we are having the different topologies are there. Okay, with the help of those different topologies, we can categorize how we are going to implementing the point to point networking, and how we are implementing the point to a multi-point networking. Okay, here simply a point to point is nothing but it's a dedicated or it is a restricted. Okay, and point to multi-point in the sense it is nothing but like your distribution or like your broadcasting of the same information to the multiple number of devices. As it is a multi-point, again from this multi-point there may be the possibility of the multi-point data communication is also there. Okay, so based on these particular categories, is it a point to point or it is a point to multi point, we are having the different topologies. Okay, topology means it's a physical representation of your linking between the number of devices, whether it is a point to point or point to the a multi point. That means a physical structure can be defined with the term the topology. The topology is nothing but actual representation or a physical representation, or we can say that a geometric representation of number of nodes. So number of nodes in a sense, suppose if it is point to point, we are having only two number of nodes. And if it is point to point to multi point, we are having a multiple number of nodes. So whatever the structure we are giving to interconnect all those number of nodes can be treated as a topology. Again, the topology may vary. Why? Because in loop structure we can say we can connect, in star connection we can connect, and in mesh connection we can connect. Like that, we can connect the number of devices. Okay. So now we are going to enter into an interesting topic. That is, we are having a number of topologies. That is that we can define. One is the mesh topology, and second one is a star. Third one is the bus, and one more is the ring topology. Okay, mesh already you know that a loop configuration can be treated as a mesh. Of course, the ring is also a loop configuration, but we are having a dissimilarity between a mesh topology and a ring topology. Okay, now a mesh in the sense when a number of stations or a number of devices are going to be connected within a loop, and at the same time every device is having the ability to send the data as well as to receive the data. Such type of configuration can be treated as a mesh. within the loop, in a sense, it is not going to be circular. Suppose let us consider a number of devices, or we can say that number of stations. Suppose if this particular station is going to be sending the data to all the number of devices, thus is it a point to point or point to multi point?
Point to multi-point.
Point to multi-point.
Okay, thank you. So it's a point to a multi point network. And again, this particular station second device, that is, if it's a device 1 and it's a device 2 and it's a device 3 and it's a device 4, this particular device is also going to be sent. This device is also going to be sending the data to all the devices. And similarly, this device is also going to be sending the data to all the devices. And at the same time, I'm asking that when the station 2 is transferring the data to station 3 and station 3 is transferring the data to the station 2 at the same time, which type of data flow it is? What is the type of data flow we are having in between this? If, if they are taking at the same time, yes, yes.
Okay.
What, if they are taking at the same time, what is the data flow we are having? It's a full duplex. So
Full duplex.
yes, it's a full duplex. Means that in full duplex, both the devices are going to be both the devices can transmit and receive at the same time. And if the devices are going to be sending and receiving, but not at the same time, means it's a half duplex. But here, no simplex mode is there in this particular mesh network. And this particular station is also going to providing the data to all the number of devices. That means the mesh technology is going to be say that is we are going to making a networking environment in that all the devices are going to be operated as a sending and the receiving nodes to all the number of devices. Suppose if you are having the four number of devices, how many number of communication links we provided there? How many number of communication links we provided in this type of mesh network? Yes, totally. We have for this station we are having three communication links. For station 2 also we are having three communication links. For station 3 we have three communication links are there. Why? Because we are saying that it's a full duplex. This station is also having three communication links. So totally how many communication links are there?
Value, sir.
Yes, we are having a 12 communication links are there. So in mesh networks, if you are having n number of nodes are there, n number of nodes are there, what the mesh topology is saying that is whatever maybe the station is there, whatever number of devices are connected in mesh, we are having the possibility to transfer the data from any device to any device. From station 2 to station 3 also we can transfer. From this device to this device also can be transferred. This device to any number of any device can also be transferred. Like that, if you are having n number of nodes are there, with the help of mesh topology, we can make that n into n minus 1 number of communication links are possible. So we are having four number of nodes, four number of devices are there, and total we are having 12 number of communication links. That means n into n minus 1 communication links can be provided in the mesh analysis. Okay, here what is the advantage of this particular mesh network particular topology? Now we will list out what are the advantages we are having, what are the disadvantages we are having. Okay, of course everyone is having its own advantages and its own limitations also. Okay, simple. Suppose if this device is not ready and if this device is not having any data in this complete networking environment, okay, now it is a networking environment, and that means it is one type of system there. We can say that it's some sort of system. and this particular system is going to be operated with this networking environment with the transfer of the data from one device to the another device. Okay, now is there any effect of the performance of the system if any device is going to be is not ready to send the data? That means if this device is not ready to send the data, is there any possibility of stopping of the data between this device station 2 to 3 and 2 to 4? Yes, you have to answer. Now the station 1 is not ready to accept the data and send the data. With this problem, is there any problem of these devices to send or to receive any data from any one of these three devices?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because every station is having, every device is having its own communication links in mesh. Every device is interconnected to all the number of devices. That means this complete networking environment, this complete system will not be affected even though any one of the device is having the failure. Already I told that when you are defining a network as going to be the privacy or the reliable performance, so if this particular network linking is going to be damaged, if this particular device is going to be damaged, the remaining three systems are also going to be continued in the mesh analysis. That is the main advantage of this particular networking topology. Why? Because if any one of the device is going to be in problem, automatically the system is not going to be affected. Why? Because remaining devices are also doing its own data communication. Okay, of course, apart from that particular device, the remaining devices are going to be doing their own things and doing their own operations, and they are continuing, and the system is also going to be in running state. Okay, that's the main advantage we can say that with the help of the mesh. Why? Because all the systems are going to be interconnected together. That means that the interconnection of the linking is not depending upon another device. Every device is going to be taken as the host, every device is going to be taken as a master, and when it is going to be the master, the remaining will be the slave devices. And if it is the master, remaining are going to be taken as the slave. If it is the master, the remaining are going to be the slave. That means in mesh we are having a master slave networking mechanism. At the same time, master to master networking is also there. Why? Because when you are sending the data from these to these three, then it is going to be taken as the master, these are the slave. When we are transferring the data from this, these are going to be taken as the slave, and it is going to be the master. That means we are having a master to master network, and we are having a master to slave network. So as it is a master to slave network, if any slave device is having the problem, the remaining slave devices are not having any problem. Why? Because for the remaining two devices also, the data can be transferred. That means there is no effect on your complete system. That means if any industry is maintaining like this, if any device is going to be having the problem, the remaining may work and the remaining operations may be continued. It is going to be affecting some sort of the system performance, but the complete system is not going to be affected. The complete system operation is not going to be stopped, isn't it? So like that, in the mesh analysis, we are having the advantage, that is, as all the devices are going to be interconnected together, as all the devices are going to be linked together, even though we are having the problem in any one device, the remaining devices are going to be work as usual, and finally it may reach the a complete throughput of the system. Okay, that is the main advantage we are having. And we can also observe that there is a security is there. Why? Because this station 2 is not going to be is available to these three devices only. Why? Because a link is provided only between these three devices. No other link is there, and no other open link is there to any other device to accept the data. So there is no possibility of security is also there. And we can say that a dedicated path is there. Is that dedicated path? Yes, there is a dedicated path. So station 2 to 3, I provided one link. It's a dedicated path. It's a dedicated path. It's a dedicated path. So the mesh is going to be the dedicated. It's not an open. And one more is fault identification. That is, if any device is having the problem, ఈ స్టేషన్ టు ఓన్లీ ఈ డివైసెస్ కి డేటా వెళ్తుంది, ఈ డివైసెస్ కి డేటా వెళ్తలేదు అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? దిస్ డివైస్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద ప్రాబ్లం means that the complete system operation is not stopped and it is going to be continued. That means we can identify the faults also with the help of this. With the help of all the individual communication links in the mesh topology, we can identify easily the faults also. That is a fault identification. And already, as I told that it's very secure. Why? Because only a dedicated path is there from one device to the another device. But here the main problem is, as it is going to be provided link between all the number of devices. Suppose in your home, uh, if you are going to connected a number of lights or the number of fans from one hub, okay, it is for the one house, it will be okay. Suppose if it is for one street, if it is for one mandal, or if it is for one district, if it is for one state, so what about the complexity of this internetworking? What about the complexity of this internetworking? When you are going to increasing the region of sending the data information to the number of devices, what about the complexity? ఇప్పుడు ప్రతి డివైస్ అన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ డివైసెస్ ఇంటర్ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి కాబట్టి, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఒక 10 నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ డివైసెస్ కనెక్ట్ చేశాను అనుకోండి. సో హౌ మెనీ కమ్యూనికేషన్ లింక్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ ఫ్రమ్ ఈచ్ డివైస్?
Three, sir.
Yes, for every device we have to make it as a 10. If you are having 100 number of devices, for every device how many links you have to make from one device? 100 number of links. Means that as you are going to increasing the networking environment, if you want to make a networking environment like this with the help of this mesh topology, that is this is the structure of mesh. So when you are making a networking environment with the help of mesh topology, what is the problem we are having is, even though of course it is going to be having a more advantages, but the main limitation of this particular mesh topology is, as the number of devices are going to be increasing, you have to make a number of communication links also. Why? Because from every device you have to make one communication link. Suppose if you are going to use using one wire to make it as a link, so we have to use 100 number of wires. If it is having 1,000 number of devices, you have to use 1,000 number of wires. That means it is going to becoming more expenses when you are making a more networking environment. That means this particular mesh topology networking environment cannot be applicable for large scale of industries. It is going to be applicable only for a small scale. That means this particular mesh technology can be applicable only for the limited fashion. It cannot be applicable for a logic systems. So that's why as the complexity is going to be increases, it is going to facing some problem. That is, it is facing the problem of a complexity. So these are the main advantages we can say the mesh. But what is the limitation we are having is the complexity, or in other words we can say that it's an expensive. Why? Because complexity in a sense, the number of devices are going to be increasing, in a sense making the linking is going to becoming complex, as well as you are providing the wires, the cost is also going to be increases. That is, it is going to be the an expensive. It is about one topology. Okay, next we will move on to the second one, that is a star topology. Okay, here a star in the sense, okay, this is the structure of a star we are having. We are having a number of branches from a single hub. Okay, we can say it as a host or a hub or a main node. Okay, so here I am going to connecting the number of devices here. That is device 1, device 2, device 3, and device 4. Okay, it is like a one to a multi-point, isn't on it? Here it's only master to slave configuration only. Here what is the configuration we can observe here? Master to master is there, and master to slave device is also there. Why? Because when it is transferring the data, it is a master. When that means it is going to be treated as the master as well as slave device. When it is taking the data from other device, it can be taken as the slave. and when it is sending the data, we can take it as a master device. Is it or not? So we have the point to point and we have the point to multi-point. So in star, what we can observe is which type of one. So from single hub or from the single host, we are going to transferring the data to the number of devices itself. So here also, as like your mesh technology, suppose when you are having any damage of your link there, okay, remaining device also the data is transferring. So here also, if this particular link is unlinked, what happens? Is there any stoppage of your data transfer to the remaining devices?
No, sir.
Yes, yes, right. If this link is unlinked, there is no stopping of the data transfer. The data transfer will be continued to the remaining devices. Why? Because if it is linked, unlinked, only to this device the data transfer is going to be stopped. For the remaining devices, the data is going to be continued. So here also, what is the advantage we can say is the fault identification is possible. With the fault identification, only to that particular device the data is going to be stopped, and for the remaining devices is going to be transferred. Okay. Now here every device is going to be master, and every from any device to any device we can transfer the data. But here only from this host we are transferring the data. Only from this device we are transferring the data. Suppose if this particular host is failed, what happens? Okay, this is a system. ఇప్పుడు మెష్ టోపాలజీలో ఒక డివైస్ ఫెయిల్ అవటం వల్ల సిస్టమ్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఏమి తగ్గలేదు. ఇక్కడ కూడా ఒక డివైస్ ఫెయిల్ అవటం వల్ల సిస్టమ్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఏమి తగ్గదు. కానీ ఇఫ్ దేర్ ఈస్ ఎ ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఇన్ ద హోస్ట్, దట్ ఈస్ ఇఫ్ ద మాస్టర్ డివైస్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద ఫెయిల్యూర్, then completely what happens to the, what is the effect on the system?
No data communication.
Yes, yes, please repeat.
No data transfer, sir.
Yes, no data transfer is there. Only one, if device is failure, whatever connected to the hub main host, for the remaining devices, the data can be transferred. So in any industry, if you are connected your networking environment with the help of star topology, okay, where we are going to prefer this particular star topology is when you are going to transfer the same data to the number of devices, there we can use this particular star topology. But we have to keep in mind that the host must be proper, and this particular host must be a good device. Suppose if there is a problem of this particular host device, automatically the complete system is going to be affected. That means there is no data transfer is there. Okay, that is the main drawback of this particular star topology. But this particular star topology can be extended to any number of devices. Whatever the drawback we are facing in mesh, isn't on that. So any devices can be connected. But here, even though we are increasing the number of devices to this particular star, the complexity is also going to be increases. But only the advantage is to the more number of devices at the same time, we can transfer the data. That is the main advantage we are having. Again, we are facing the problem of complexity is also there when you are having the more number of devices. But only the simple, when you are going to transfer the data at the same time to the more number of devices, then you can go for the star network. But here, if you are going to transfer the more number of devices, all are to be interconnected together. All are to be interconnected together. You have to make the interconnection from each and every device in mesh topology. So in star, what is the advantage we can say? The same. If any device is going to be failure, there is no stoppage of your data transfer. The data transfer will be continued. So the fault identification is easy. At the same time, is it secure? Fault identification జరిగింది అంటే రిమైనింగ్ డివైస్ డేటా పంపిస్తున్నాము means that the data is secure in the star topology. What is the main drawback we are having? If host failure is there, we can say that complete system is dead. A simple term we can use, the complete system is dead. Why? Because only the possibility to get the data is the host. అదే హోస్టే ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, నో డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఈస్ దర్, మీన్స్ దట్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ కంప్లీట్ సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎంటర్ టు ద డెడ్ పొజిషన్. So complete organization is going to be stopped. So wherever we are going to making this particular networking environment, the host must be satisfy all the requirements of a network, that is the performance, at the same time security, at the same time reliability. So by checking all the parameters, we are going to making a star environment. Okay. Okay, the third one is the bus topology. Okay, we know the bus structure. Okay, so we are having a common node. We can connect to any number of devices like this. A common channel is there and to any number of devices like your bus. Okay, this is about the bus topology. We will see in detail about the bus topology in the next class. Okay, with this today, I'm going to stop my class. So, what are the things we discuss in today's class? The basic definition of a network and a computer network. So a network is nothing but a set of number of devices connected with a link is nothing but a network, and which are all if all those devices are connected with the help of the computers, we can say that a computer network. So in any environment, in any sector, if you are making any computer networking environment, the network must satisfy some criteria. That is, network must have a good performance, and it should be reliable, and it should provide a security data transfer. Like that only we are going to making a network. And while making a networking environment, we are having the different structures. While making this particular networking environment, we are having the different structures. So the representation, the physical representation of this network structure can be divided into different topologies like mesh, ring, star topology, and the bus topology. Today we have completed the two, the mesh and the star topology, and the remaining I will continue in the next class. Okay, thank you all. We will meet in next class. As if you have any queries, you can raise.